The two wolves within. High in the foothills of the mountains, surrounded by tall trees and flowing rivers, there was a peaceful village where people lived simple but meaningful lives. In that village lived a curious young boy named Kiran. Kiran was not like most children his age. While other children spent their time running through fields, playing games, and laughing without worrying about anything, Kiran often found himself thinking deeply about life. He wondered why some people were always happy while others were always angry. He wondered why some people seemed fearless while others were always afraid. But the biggest mystery he noticed was inside his own mind. Some days, Kiran felt full of energy and hope. On those days he believed he could do anything. He would wake up early, excited to learn something new, help his parents, or explore the world around him. But on other days, his mind felt heavy. Negative thoughts filled his head like dark clouds. What if I'm not smart enough? What if people laugh at me? What if I try and still fail? Sometimes he even felt jealous when he saw someone else succeed. Other times he felt angry when things didn't go his way. What confused him the most was that these feelings appeared even when nothing bad had happened. It was as if two invisible forces inside his mind were constantly pulling him in different directions. The more Kiran thought about it, the more confused he became. One evening, while the sky turned orange and the sun slowly disappeared behind the mountains, Kiran decided to talk to the person he trusted the most, his grandfather. His grandfather was known throughout the village as a man of great wisdom. He had lived a long life, faced many hardships, and yet he always remained calm and peaceful. People often came to him for advice because he had a unique ability to see life clearly. Kiran walked to the backyard where his grandfather sat under a large banyan tree. The old man was quietly watching the birds returning to their nests. Kiran sat beside him and said, "Grandfather, can I ask you something?" The old man smiled warmly. "Of course, Kiran. What is on your mind?" Kiran took a deep breath and said, "Sometimes I feel very positive and strong. I believe I can do anything. But other times my mind fills with fear, anger, and doubt. I feel like my mind is fighting itself. Why does this happen?" The grandfather remained silent for a moment. Then he picked up a small stick and began drawing shapes in the sand beside him. After a few moments he said, "Kiran, inside every human being there are two wolves constantly fighting." Kiran looked surprised. "Two wolves?" The grandfather nodded. "Yes. One wolf represents negativity. This wolf is filled with anger, jealousy, fear, regret, greed, arrogance, and doubt. It constantly whispers things like, 'You are not good enough, others are better than you,' or 'You will never succeed.'" Kiran imagined the wolf in his mind. It looked fierce, dark, and restless. Its eyes glowed with anger and its teeth were sharp with frustration. Then his grandfather continued, "The second wolf represents positivity. This wolf carries peace, courage, patience, kindness, discipline, gratitude, and hope. It reminds you that mistakes are part of learning, that effort creates improvement, and that challenges make you stronger." Kiran pictured the second wolf. This one looked calm, powerful, and confident. It stood tall, not with anger but with strength and wisdom. Kiran realized that he had felt both of these wolves inside his own mind many times. Sometimes the negative wolf appeared when he compared himself to others. Sometimes the positive wolf appeared when he believed he could learn and grow. Kiran then asked the most important question. "Grandfather, if these two wolves are always fighting inside us, which one wins?" The old man looked directly into Kiran's eyes and gave a simple answer. "The one you feed." Kiran sat quietly. He didn't fully understand at first. Seeing the confusion on his face, the grandfather explained further. "Every thought you repeat is food for one of the wolves. Every action you take strengthens one wolf and weakens the other. When you focus on anger, jealousy, or fear, you feed the negative wolf. Over time it grows stronger and begins controlling your decisions. But when you focus on gratitude, courage, and discipline, you feed the positive wolf. That wolf becomes stronger and begins guiding your life." Kiran began reflecting on his past. He remembered times when he spent hours comparing himself to others. Each time he did that, the negative wolf grew stronger. He remembered replaying his mistakes again and again in his mind. That too was food for the negative wolf. But he also remembered the moments when he practiced something difficult until he improved. The moments when he helped someone without expecting anything in return. The moments when he believed he could grow even if he failed. Those moments fed the positive wolf. From that evening onward, Kiran began observing his thoughts carefully. Whenever anger appeared, he tried to replace it with patience. Whenever jealousy appeared, he turned it into inspiration. Whenever fear appeared, he reminded himself that courage means moving forward despite fear. At first it was difficult. The negative wolf had been fed for many years. It was loud and aggressive. But slowly, day by day, Kiran continued feeding the positive wolf with better thoughts and actions. Something remarkable began to happen. The negative wolf slowly became weaker. The positive wolf grew stronger. Kiran became calmer, more confident, and more focused on improving himself rather than comparing himself to others. He worked harder. He learned faster. He treated people with kindness. Years later, Kiran became one of the most respected men in the village. People admired his calm mindset and his ability to remain strong even during difficult times. Many young people came to him with the same question he once asked his grandfather. "How do you stay so positive and strong?" Kiran would smile and say, "Because every day I choose which wolf to feed." And the truth is, inside every single person reading this story right now, the same two wolves exist. One wolf is filled with fear, doubt, anger, and negativity. The other wolf is filled with courage, belief, discipline, and hope. Both wolves are waiting. Both wolves want to grow stronger. But the one that becomes powerful is the one you feed with your thoughts, actions, and habits every single day. Starting today, become aware of your thoughts. Feed gratitude instead of jealousy. Feed courage instead of fear. Feed action instead of doubt. Choose learning instead of complaining. Because your thoughts shape your habits shape your character. And your character shapes your destiny. So remember this powerful truth. The wolf you feed today is the one that will lead your life tomorrow. Choose wisely.